Welcome back to our Agent in a Day training. This is our fourth lesson in the series. This is our fourth module of the online workshop tutorials we're working through. We have previously covered the Build Agents in Copilot Chat in our first lesson. We did the conversational agent in our second lesson in Copilot Studio. We just finished up with using tools in Copilot Studio. If you came here from that video, you're now ready to do our fourth and final module, Make Your Agent Autonomous in Copilot Studio. In this module, we're essentially going to allow our agent to respond to emails asking for information about an order. We're going to connect in with Microsoft Outlook's MCP server and capabilities and see how we can have an agent interact and be valuable without actually having to go through and do a conversation with the agent as an individual person. So that's going to be pretty cool. It's going to listen to the mailbox, essentially, is what's going to happen in Outlook, and then respond accordingly to an email that comes into that mailbox. Very common scenario. You probably get a lot of support emails, especially after hours when live chat's off and stuff, right? That's very common to see, and you want to give a customer a response without having to actually have a real person respond to emails when it's pretty simple. So we're going to see how that all comes together here in this session. So what we're going to do is go ahead and change around some things and all with our autonomous agent, and we're going to consider a trigger. And the trigger in this case, like I mentioned, is to go ahead and monitor that inbox, and when that inbox gets a message, it triggers an event to actually occur. Okay, that's how a trigger actually works. So based on a certain action event, the agent has instructions and knows what to do. Okay, so what we want to do here is start out by adding in a tool, and this tool that we're adding in will be an actual tool that's under MCP. So without going deep into MCP, but essentially it enables a bunch of functionality for the agent to communicate with APIs, essentially. Okay, it's just a tool that performs actions securely and exposes certain capabilities. What we're looking for is the email management MCP server for Office 365 Outlook. Okay, so here what we're going to have to do is check for a connection first. Now, again, I've used this before in a previous lab, so my connection's already set, but you would create a new connection and configure it to your user. Just like I mentioned last time, that's fine for the sake of the lab and tutorial. That's all we have in our environments. But in the real world, we need to rethink through how that connection is going to authenticate and use a user. Okay, we don't want that agent to use our individual account in the real world. The name, what I'm going to do is change the name a little bit around again, just because I've done it before and I don't want the name to be the same. So I'm going to just call it Dr. Todd's Email Management MCP Server is the point there. Okay. Additional details, we want to confirm that we want credentials to use. We want not the end user's credentials, we want the maker provided credentials. That's what that means, is the person who created this, what credentials they put into it are what should be used, not the individual user who's running this. It's got to run autonomously, right? So we're not going to prompt the user for an actual set of credentials. The next piece is, this is the stuff that the tools available to us from the MCP server, the capabilities that have been exposed. Okay, so we have the Outlook tool set, but the individual tools in that tool set or that toolbox are able to send an email, reply to an email, get an email, list it, flag it, or forward it. Okay, so that's what's important to note, what is capable there. So what you can do is allow all of them, or you can just allow the ones that you necessarily need. This is where you have to, again, be security minded don't give the agent the capability to do too much. If you give the agent the capability to do too much, it could possibly use one of those tools that you're not intending it to do. Okay, so we're not needing to change anything here for the sake of this lab, but what we would typically do is say, okay, well, which tool from this toolbox do we want? And we're going to go ahead and click Save now. Okay. All right. So now that we have made that available as a tool, we can back to our list of tools, make sure it's there, it's available to us, and we see it in the list of tools. We're going to go into Overview. We're going to add in a trigger at this point in time to our agent. Okay, we want to put in a trigger under the triggers and channels. And this is where things will be a little different than what you might see in the lab again. It's changed screens a bit, they've changed things around a little bit. Now it's called triggers and channels. Before they were broken out differently. All right, so we're going to click on Add. And we're going to see this Add trigger come up. And we're going to choose when a new email arrives, V3, and click Next. The trigger name, we'll change it to something more meaningful. I'm going to call it Contoso order status email arrives. Okay. We want to review what's going to be used here, and that's good. And click Next once that's set. Now we're going to configure this. So we want to look in the inbox, so the folder. We click on the folder. We pick the appropriate folder. We want the inbox. We want to look at the subject for a certain thing. We're looking for order status. So we can, have our bot craft an email on behalf of our user potentially. We can have maybe something on our website, create a email that has the subject filled in for order status, right? That's what we're looking for in that case. So we're going to do that, and then we want to use the content from the body, looking at the body of the message. So we're looking for a subject, this is order status, and we want to look into the body of the message. We'll create that trigger. And once this is set, we'll close the pop-up. And now we're going to go to our bot's instructions. Just like we did with the tools, we're going to add in the trigger. So what we want to do is, when an order status email arrives is triggered, collect the order status field from the machine orders table using the matching order ID supplied in the triggered email. Make sure to include other information related to the order, like requested by, price, created on fields. Use the email management MCP server to reply to the email, okay, informing the user their order status in any related field. So we're telling it what tool to use, okay? That's the really important part with those instructions. The next thing we want to do is to actually, we're going to test this out once we actually save it, okay? So we'll click Save. And just to be consistent with what I've done in prior tutorials, I will click Publish and make sure it's published. Again, the pop-up prompt was letting us know we have some level of authentication occurring, so we need to consider, is that appropriate? Once this is done publishing, we're going to go into Outlook and we're going to go ahead and actually test by sending a message to, okay, our inbox. All right, so they have us click on this little waffle to get us into Outlook for our lab environment. And you see that when I did this a couple days ago on the 18th, this is what happened. I said, what's the status for order ID 1002? It went ahead and responded back with the status. Now, what might be a little interesting here, I think I disabled my agent from the other day. We're going to test 1003. We know we canceled that in the last tutorial, so we're going to try to see what happens. Okay, so basically what you're going to do is you're going to craft an email to yourself, right, to your own email address, and that's the box that's monitored. Okay, so we're going to say order status in the subject, and what we're going to say here is what is the status of order ID 1003. Okay, we'll hit send, and we're going to see what happens. So there's the message that goes into the inbox. We're going to see if our agent picks it up and responds. And it did. Hold on, what is it? Looks like it did. There it did. Let's see. Did it? There it is. I think it just came in. Here we go. It did. It just took a bit to come in. So it had to recognize it, and then eventually it popped in. I see it here. It's in cancellation status. Okay. Mind the fact that it says draft is just from me clicking in and causing that to happen just now. But you'll see that it got the details. I was accidentally clicking too frequently there to see it actually happen. But that's exactly an autonomous agent, right? We didn't actually have to have a chat to make it happen, okay? And now you see it coming in. So here's the details. All right, cool. We're gonna do another one. Let's delete all these out and let's start cleanly so there's no confusion. We did see it work. It appeared to work fine, but again, it's always good to test as much as possible. So we're gonna do another new mail. Again, we're sending it to the inbox that's being monitored, which is just the inbox that we're actually in right now, so that makes the level a little bit more confusing. But we'll try order ID, order status. What is the status of order ID 1007? Let's see, and click send. So we'll let that wait a second, and we're going to let our agent realize the message is in the inbox, and the agent's going to hopefully go and search what 1007 is and what the current status is. And I don't want to click around or anything this time, so we're going to see if it just actually refreshes for us. We'll give it a couple minutes. Essentially, we're at the end of the Agent in a Day training. I broke this down to you in 4 different sessions, 4 different segments. So if you've got value out of this, seeing it being configured and useful, please make sure you follow along to my channels, as well as putting any comments down at the bottom for interaction. Love to hear what you think. Again, this is something that is essentially put on by Microsoft partners. It's up to a 6-hour training session they set. Gives you the lab environment, which is a benefit, but if you have your own organizational accounts, that would be fine to do this in as well. But this has been broken down. If you do this self-paced, it's usually about 2 hours or so to do the work. I know the videos came up, I think, just a little bit short of 2 hours in totalness, I am going to do one additional ancillary recording more about creating generative AI agents and some of the design thinking and design patterns and approaches. So stay tuned for that, or you can look for that on my channel. It should be published or published very soon to make this a complete 5-part training series. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope this was useful. Love to hear from you. Thanks everybody for watching.